Karen. I'm going to walk you through how to use the Odyssey Entegra 29K. On this end, we have our storage unit. You can use this little prong here to hold it open. Inside of here, we have all of our camp chairs, the camp table, cooler, rug. We also store the electrical cables and the hoses in here. There's 3 different bags in there. The yellow bag has the electrical extension cord if you need it. The blue bag has your drinking water hose. You're going to only hook this hose up to fresh water when you're hooking it up to the RV. The green bag has another hose. You can use that for washing things off, but you never want to use that for drinking water. Over here, this is the area that we're going to use to hook up your water. So there's going to be a couple different scenarios where you may hook up water in different ways. If you're going to a campground where you have full water hookups, you're going to get the blue hose. You're going to hook it to the water source out there, run the hose up through the bottom of here, and you're going to hook it on to where it says city water connection. These control how the water goes into the RV. If you're going to be at a campground, you're going to use city fixtures. City fixtures is where you have water that's constantly attached to that. You're going to put this on section or on selection 2 and 6. So you'll turn this one up to 2, and you'll turn this one over to 6. When you have it hooked up to city pressure, you're going to have automatic water pressure, and it will run the water automatically through the RV. Another situation you may have is if you're camping somewhere where you do not have water hookups. In that situation, you're probably going to want to fill the RV up with water before you leave. In that case, you're going to go over to where it says city fill. City fill, you're going to have this first one over on level 1, and you're going to put the second one on level 6. That's what you'll use to fill the water up. After you fill the water up, you'll put the hose back in here. You'll drive to wherever you're going to go camping, and then you're going to move it to where it says normal. Normal is where, when you're using the water in the tank, you're going to turn this to 3 and this one to 5. After you do that, you're going to want to turn on the water pump. You'll need the water pump to pump the water into the RV so you have water. All right, in the back here, we have a couple additional areas of storage. This one still goes through to the main storage where the chairs are at. As we move further down here, this is where our propane is. If you need to put propane in it or check the propane levels, this is where you're going to go. In this compartment, we have leveling blocks. If your campsite is not level and you need to block those up, that's where you would go. And we have a TV if you want to get away but not really get away. All right, next we're going to talk about how to dump the sewage system on the RV. In here we have our hose. This is our sewer hose. You're going to take that out of there. You're going to bring it over here, and you're going to hook it up right here. There's 2 different situations. If you're camping with hookups, you'll hook the hose up to here. You'll take the end of the hose into the sewer drain, and you'll open up the gray water tank. That way the water will flow through. When you get ready to leave the site, you're going to pull and dump the black tank. If you're not hooking with hookups and you're going to be dry camping, you're going to dump this at a sewer dump. What you'll do, you'll hook up the hose, you'll pull the black tank, dump the black tank first, then pull the hose, dump the gray tank after that. All right, this is where you hook up to the power. So if you're at a campground, this is the cord that you will plug into the power source. It's set up so you can do either 30 or 50 watts. If you're not at a campground where you have hookups, this is the generator that you'll use to supply power. We'll show you how to turn it on and off when we get inside. All right, this is your main control panel for the RV. So a couple things to kind of make note of. This is the generator hours. It's going to tell us how many hours that the generator has been running. This is the button that turns your generator on and off. So if you hit start, the generator will kick up. You always want to make sure that the AC is turned off before you turn the generator on. Once the generator is turned on, you can turn the AC back on if you need to. You'll use the generator when you're parking somewhere where you do not have hookups to electrical power. This is the button that controls the slide in and out. Always make sure you've set the RV to level before you put the slide in and out. These are the control panels to tell you the level of different things. For example, this is how full the house battery is. This is how much fresh water you have in your RV. This is your black water tank. That's how full your sewer from your toilet is. This is your gray water tank. This is how much water from your showers and your sink that you have. You never want to let the black or the gray tank get above 2/3. You always want to dump them before they get to that point. Over here, you have a tank heater. You shouldn't use that too much in Arizona. This is primarily to heat up the tanks if you are camping somewhere very cold, not something you're going to use too often. The water pump, you're going to want to turn that on if you are dry camping and not hooked up to an external water source. This pumps the water through the RV. The water heater can either run on gas or it can run on electric. If you are plugged into regular electricity, generally electric is best. If you're going to be dry camping, gas will use the propane to heat everything. All right, now we're going to get ready to go inside. So first thing is the exterior has 2 different locks that you're going to access it with the purple key. When you put the key in there, if it feels like it's hard to turn, push the thing in further and it will turn. Don't try to turn the key too much because it can break off in the lock. When you come inside, this power step will come out when you're going in and out. When you get to your campsite, you're going to want to turn the power step off so that it doesn't continue to go in and out. When you first walk in, this is our main power switch. You're going to leave that turned on. Over here, we have some lights for outside, the awning light, the speaker light, and then this is the control for the awning that goes outside. Just a couple words of advice on the awning. You never want to use the awning when it's windy or storming outside because it can damage the awning and it also can make the RV unstable. So only use the awning when the weather is nice and you're able to be outside and keep an eye on everything. Always bring the awning back in if you leave your campsite. Also over here, we have some lighting. We can turn the interior and exterior lights on. And then there's a button here that controls the power step down there. If you're at a campsite, you want to turn the power step off so that it's not going in and out every time you go in and out the door. Right up here, we have a TV. Inside of here, there's a DVD player. This button right here will retract the blind that's over there. So if you want to open up that window to be able to look outside and get a view of the stars at night, that's a great way to do that. All right, over here is our kitchen. In the cabinets, we have dishes, glassware, we have pots and pans, coffee maker, all of that stuff down here. Over here is the microwave. The microwave will only run when you're hooked up to electrical power or if the generator is turned on. Down here, we have our stove. I'm gonna lift this up. When you use the stove, you're going to want to turn the gas on to the light, and then you're going to want to turn this to set the burner and then turn it down to the level that you want. Turn that off. And then the oven is also, use that with the gas and the ignition over there. On the refrigerator and freezer over here, they run on a couple modes. If you're hooked up to electric power, then it will run in the plug-in mode. If you're dry camping and you don't have electricity, it'll go into the gas mode, which hooks up to the propane. Okay, moving back here, this is the bathroom, obviously the shower, the back bedroom. Back in here, this is where we store all the extra linens for the other beds, the towels, blankets, things like that. This doorway will close, so if you want a little privacy or sectioning in the evening, you can push that aside to do that. Also, the door to the bathroom can open up and turn this way to make an additional door to the back area if you want to. Okay, so this is the bathroom, pretty self-explanatory. One thing to keep in mind is when you are using the bathroom here, you only want to use RV-safe toilet paper. We store the RV-safe toilet paper in this cabinet right here. In addition, anytime you dump the sewer on the V, you want to put one of these packs in there. This helps break down the solid waste in the toilet and helps prevent any odors. When you flush the toilet, you always want to make sure that you flush it with the little pedal there, and you want to make sure that some water goes in there to kind of flush everything down and help liquefy what's in there. All right, this is a thermostat that controls the AC and the heating. Keep in mind you have to be hooked up to the electrical power or have the generator running to use the air conditioning. If you're going to be using the generator, please turn off the air conditioning, start the generator up, and then you can turn the AC back on. All right, this area is our dinette, but it also makes into one of our beds. So if you're going to be sleeping in this area, you're going to remove these back cushions. You're going to loosen this thing right here. You're going to lower this down and set it right on this ledge. And then up above there, there's an extra cushion that will set on top of the table, and that turns this into a sleeping area. In addition, this couch will pull out and provide a small sleeping area also. In this compartment over here, I have a couple things. There's a first aid kit in here. There's also a curtain. This curtain will hang across here. It attaches by Velcro, and it gives you a little bit more privacy in the camp while you're camping out. We also have an instruction manual here that kind of walks you through all the setup and takedown when you get to camp. So when you pull up to your campground, if you're going to be camping with hookups, this tells you exactly what steps to take everything up and exactly what steps to disconnect everything. If you're going to be dry camping without hookups, it gives you all the steps that you need to do. In addition, tells you about dumping the RV. And then there's a few notes about dry camping, a few tips that you need to look at. And then also, if you have any trouble, there's a few troubleshooting things and things that people sometimes will call us about. This will be in the cabinet up above the sofa here.